Good day, one and all. I am Sanmuga from Malaysia. I am also a TGfU International Advisory Board member from Malaysia. So today I'm going to present my research paper entitled "The Effects of TGfU, Nonlinear Pedagogy and Skill-Based Approaches in Badminton Learning Processes among Malaysian School Students." For introduction and background of the research, reasonable number of research globally and in Malaysia were done to confirm the efficacy of various models such as TGfU, nonlinear pedagogy, and skill-based approaches in terms of gameplay output, such as tactical decision making, skill execution performance, and effective domain. However, the efficacy of student engagement in learning process in terms of lesson contents of warm-up related activities, general class management, technical and skill practice of gameplay, small-sided gameplay with tactical approach activities, and full gameplay which directly influence the gameplay performance often been neglected in research. Why learning process is important? As Ring and Darling-Hammond argue that learning occurs when learners engage in learning activities. The main purpose of this study was to investigate the effects of TGfU, nonlinear pedagogy compared to skill-based approaches in teaching and learning processes among behavior of Malaysian students of 13 years old during badminton PE class in terms of lesson content of warm-up related activities, general class management, technical practice or skill practice, as well as small-sided gameplay activities using tactical approach and full gameplay activities. As for hypothesis, there are no significant difference in teaching and learning process between TGfU, nonlinear pedagogy compared to skill-based approaches in terms of warm-up related activities, general class management, technical practice or skill practice, small-sided gameplay with tactical approach, full gameplay behavior in badminton class for 13 years old students across 3 post-tests. Now, as for methodology, the study employed quasi-experimental time series design with 3 groups of intervention: TGfU, nonlinear pedagogy, and skill-based approaches as the independent variable in badminton PE lessons. The measurement for learning process comprised of lesson content, students engaging in warm-up related activities, general class management, technical practice, small-sided gameplay with tactics application, and full gameplay as the dependent variables. As for instrument, this research adapted system for observing the teaching of games in PE, SOTGPE, from Roberts and Fairclough. A rubric scale of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 were coded for most appropriate behaviors, meaning to say that learning process behavior and to less appropriate learning process behavior. As for participants, 3 schools with 3 intact classes of Form 1 male and female students, that is 13 years old in Malaysia, were chosen across Malaysia via intact sampling technique. Each badminton lesson intervention of TGfU, nonlinear pedagogy, and skill-based were videotaped and analyzed at three different time series or different point of time using adapted SOTGPE instrument. The video analysis for first series time of lesson intervention were measured as post-test 1. Subsequently, second series lesson intervention were measured as post-test 2, and finally post-test 3 was administered after lesson 3. Right. As for intervention development, as for TGfU intervention, the TGfU is dwell around the original TGfU model, and it has small-sided gameplay using a guided discovery approach in questioning in a game situation, tactical game context, meaning to say that the student will learn tactics and they will apply in game situation, followed by technical skill development. The student will learn techniques or skill practice, and then they will apply in game situation. And in TGFU have cues and have more game situation. Whereas on non-linear pedagogy is based on constraint-led theory. It dwells around three different constraints for former. For former, meaning to say it is a student-centered skill and tactical learning using varieties of equipment based on the body size. And then the environment constraint takes here take consideration into whether it will use a closed badminton court and open air badminton court. In fact, the study already utilized open badminton court and closed badminton court. On the other hand, the task constraint here refers to the players will play in a small size court, one versus single game, one versus one, and then two versus two. And then teacher's role is as a facilitative role. Whereas on the skill-based approach or the technical approach is the traditional approach. It's a teacher-centered skill teaching. Teacher will start with explanation, demonstration, and then the student will do skill drills, followed small-sided or full gameplay at the end of the lesson. It is technique dominated, and then the teacher use instruction to teach, or the prescriptive instruction to teach skills, and then the student will do drills repetitively. The whole lesson plan of three different approaches underpins a Malaysian standard-based badminton curriculum for Form 1 students. As for psychomotor domain, they are able to execute skills of forehand and backhand service, forehand and backhand clear, drop shot and smash in badminton gameplay. That is the psychomotor domain. Whereas the cognitive domain, we have two domains, able to justify when and where to use skills of forehand and backhand service, forehand and backhand clear, drop shot and smash in badminton gameplay, as well as when and where to apply open space and closed space tactics while attacking and defending strategy during gameplay situations. As for affective domain, able to adhere safety, responsible conduct, and organize and administer gameplay by the students. Okay, here you've enclosed an example of a lesson plan of TGfU. Okay, the lesson plan of TGfU mainly consists of activity of game-based warming up activities, tactical discussion, application in tactics in game situation, discussion of skill and application in game situation, and then this TGfU lesson have more game situation activities. On the other hand, non-linear pedagogy, it is a student-centered skill discussion and without forgetting tactics and drills, and all this will be applied in game situation. However, in this model, the non-linear pedagogy, whatever game situation activity will consider three factors. First of all, the performer, and then the performer constraint, environment constraint, and task constraint. And then it is a student-centered lesson. Next, of course, the skill-based approach. It is more linear in approach. It is traditional approach whereby teacher will set the warming up, followed by teacher's explanation and demonstration, and then the student allowed to do drills, and finally full gameplay or small-sided gameplay. It's a teacher-centered approach. Okay, the research utilized ANOVA repeated measure to analyze the data. Findings: the result indicated as for warm-up related activities, findings indicated there was a significant difference for warming up related activities, as TGfU seems to be more superior model. As for general management, finding indicated there was no significant difference among the models. As for technical and skill practice, they indicated that there is a significant difference. It seems that the nonlinear pedagogy followed by TGfU indicated significant improvement compared to skill-based model. As for small-sided gameplay with tactical approach behavior, again there was a significant difference. It seems that non-linear pedagogy and followed by TGfU are more superior, significantly better compared to skill-based model. And finally, as full game behavior, there was a significant shown. Skill-based model seems to be more superior compared to TGfU and non-linear pedagogy. As for discussion and future research, findings indicated that TGfU and non-linear pedagogy significantly better than skill-based approach for warm-up activities, technical practice, small-sided gameplay with tactical approach, except general class management, no significant differences among the models. And as for full game in learning process, skill-based is a better model. The present findings support the previous findings of gameplay output, especially in tactical decision making, skill execution in various gameplay research that had been undertaken using TGfU and nonlinear pedagogy. Both approaches suitable for PE and coaching approaches as game-based approaches. The present finding encourage teachers to adopt game-based approaches such as TGfU and nonlinear pedagogy for teaching and learning games such as badminton. However, to support the present research, future research may replicate the present study or investigate other variables such as verbal technical or verbal tactical action in game learning process. And finally, my thanks for listening. So I already listed my email. Any question you can ask. Thank you very much again.